Good time of the day, everyone. I'm Stival, and today we continue reading World and Economica, episode 2. So, it was quite a while. So, since I was off last 2 weeks, actually think that we skipped most streams. It was exactly World and Economica. Well, mostly because it also think what we have most our streams for. And yeah, and we also gonna skip stream on next Saturday. But anyway, at least for now, let's continue reading. So, where did we stop? Good question. It kind of point when I should make recap for everyone, for everyone who forgot what we was reading for last 2 weeks. But actually, I also almost don't remember anything. I just really roughly checked previous stream. So, from what I'm remembering, in last episode, in last stream, Haru, firstly, he again visited Eleanor company. I guess he's also his company right now, since he agreed to work with it. I actually don't remember if he completely accepted. I think so. And besides that, he tried to refresh his memory on trading, so gather more information. And with gathering more information, like firstly on check the program what Chris using for training, and after this, Caro and Chris also go for not a date. I mean, I guess they just go to research stuff in the city, in the mall or something like this. Some big place with a lot of stores. Oh, where exactly we stopped? I believe we stopped right after they finished their research. Let me check again. So yeah, Caro complimented Chris. I believe I'm commented about this in previous stream, but I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do for Haru, since for now he is still not forget Hagana, and he don't really. I don't think he gonna try to date Chris in near future. And since he actually know what Chris has crush on him, I don't think make your compliments is a good thing. Just give her hope if you not gonna actually date her. Maybe I'm wrong. So, walking from. So they still on the streets, so they still didn't go back. Okay. Yeah, we kinda in the middle, stopped in the middle. Did they get back to church? Because I believe they was heading towards the church. Wait, okay, yeah, sorry, but let me refresh my own memory. So why they going to the church? Just as continuation of their date? I mean, not a date. So they not going to movie. If we're going to see a movie, could we go to the church? Why? Um, so Chris invited Haru in empty room to talk about investing. Okay. Did I comment about this before? Because it sounds kinda sus. If it's probably not. Yeah, anyway. I guess they heading back to church. So let's continue from this moment. Oh no, they actually finished it. So I guess I skipped. Yeah, they actually I completely forget. Yeah, I definitely should been refreshing my memory before, but I kinda forget to do it. So I guess they do something with program. Give me one moment. Sorry, yeah. While I didn't take weeks off before, because because of it, but there's thing I actually get sick on the first week when I take off, and I still not exactly recover from it. So yeah, even if I didn't decide to take weeks off, yeah, I probably wasn't being able to actually read, since it's a little hard to read when what's in English? Whatever. I don't know how it's gonna be in English, so, and it's not really important. Anyway, I just wanted to say it's kinda hard to read web novel when you have cold. But yeah, I guess they did something with program. I don't remember what exactly it was. Maybe they gonna remind us. But yeah, let's actually start reading. The first day felt just like opening tests. But on the second, third, and fourth day, today, it's announced that the program has recorded plus 30% on its best day. Those weren't particularly shocking numbers compared to the trades I did 4 years ago. But what was truly amazing about Chris' program was the lack of volatility of its trades. Volatility refers to how much of a price fluctuation a stock has, which basically went to show how big would be the ensuing waves. Meaning, the day after Chris trades made 30%, there was quite a high chance that a profit of 30%, give or take a few percent, would be made. Of course, God only knew how long that would last. But anyway, for whose last few days, this has been sending me report emails right when I got off work from the government office. So yeah, he's still working on government office. For some reason. Then, not long after that, Chris would come over in person and we'd meet at a nearby cafe. With Chris' operational sum now at 30%, we were no longer at the same level as a child playing with fire. A few 100,000 moves, a few million moves. Since every success brought about even more money, it wouldn't be strange if an extra digit were to suddenly pop out. Price momentum. We were at fourth story window facing the street at a cafe. It was fairly relaxed, and by outer district standards. On the lines of seats, one could easily observe the minor red silhouettes of people hurrying home. Then there were quite a lot of individuals whose job was in between blue and white collar work, and throughout everyone was wearing coats and jackets. They all looked a bit scruffy. However, seeing this somewhat down to earth people brought me a sense of relief. New City's Clapton Square wasn't bad either, but I was no longer naive enough to just frolic around there merrily. And when I received Chris' report, knowing that my ideas punching right through a crack in the market was an exhilarating feeling, but I hadn't jumped for a joy, nor had I bothered calculating the profits. I understand the general concept, but the stocks that will increase from here on out will be the stock that are increasing right now. It does definitely give a sense of tautology. I can somewhat deduce a mathematical correlation with this, but this is a fairly new method, isn't it? The technique itself has been implemented since olden times, but I've only seen the words used in books from the last century about the bubble. It has neither a mathematical nor financial enterprise proof. The only thing backing up this technique is the optimism of investors. Again, now I remember, they were speculating that this maybe gonna be a problem right now with a bubble. Like, yeah, there is. From what we remember, there was a problem with people buying a lot of houses and stuff, and so on. And yeah, I guess from what I remember, Chris wasn't thinking that there's gonna be a problem, but Haron noticed it, and I also think that it's something wrong here. Like, okay, it's kind of hard to comment because I don't remember exactly what we seen before. I mean, read before, but yeah, there's something wrong with what are going on right now. Betting stocks if a year ratio over what how it's actually translated, what it's mean, year ratio. Okay. Betting stocks with a price earning ratio over 100, that's too frightening. I couldn't do that. This referred to the index known as the price earning ratio. Okay, I actually say it. If a company was trading at 100 moves a share and its earnings were 10 moves per share per year, then its price earning ratio would be 10. If you were to think of stocks as recourse to claim a share of a company's profits, then one with a higher price earning ratio would be fairly expensive. This would be because if the price earning ratio of a stock was calculated at 100, that means one share worth 100 moves would only yield one move of profit. If your expensive golden goose only laid tiny golden eggs, no matter how long you waited around, then normally you'd sell it off and seek out a different, cheaper golden goose. Then the worth of this fairly expensive goose dropped down to a reasonable amount. Thus, there was only two good reasons to keep this expensive goose. Because you were expecting either that it would lay a giant golden egg in the future, or that an even bigger greedy fool than yourself would buy it, this goose at a high price. As well, I said that the game of Hot Potato being played in front of the real estate agency in Clapton Square. They were burdening themselves with debt they'd be able to repay on their own. They'd be unable to repay on their own, with the expectation that the house they were buying would increase in value. That was some real optimism right there. That's why, on the scale of madness, I put this whole bunch of people swarming the marketplace on one rank above, compared to myself from 4 years ago. Well, if this method is proved correct, then we'll just need to increase the stock variety. Indeed, but I need to find a way to translate it mathematically. His shoulders slumped dejectedly. For these last few days, she had been eagerly trying to mathematically assign the stocks I labeled as promising, but it hadn't worked out. The only one that emerged were developing brands with strong results at good financial standing that were likely to last a good 20 more years. Those weren't the ones I wanted to find out. I wanted to find whose kind of stocks, the down and out, deep in the red ones that would definitely undergo huge changes in the future, and whose that needed to be purchased immediately. Or rather, the stock that would make our people believe that if someone were to invest in them, now, this was the more important part. Speculation changed absolutely from how it's read. As a stone in reading. Now this was the important part. Speculation changed astonishingly from day to day. It was because the change in stocks was nothing more than a change in speculation. For example, if you bought a stock at a satisfactory price and believed that its price wouldn't change, then why would you feel the need to sell it? This applied especially to fools who bought appreciating stocks. Let's say that an investor didn't buy a stock at 100 moves. That investor had deemed that the stock wasn't worth 100 moves at the moment in time. Now, let's say that the stock value actually ended up increasing by 10 moves every day. This continued for a month, thus becoming 400 moves. That investor would have bought at 100 moves, then couldn't stop himself from buying it at 400 moves. Why? What reason was there to buy it at 400 moves when they didn't buy it at 100 moves? I mean, I think it's because they believe it's actually continuing growing, which maybe actually not, I think. Like, yeah, it was maybe it was growing before, but is it possible to predict what it's continue growing? It was because they thought it was going to continue increasing. That changed mentality for this investor wasn't the worth, but rather speculation on that worth. Specifically, speculating that the worth would appreciate. Meaning, the reason why trades occur so frequently was because there were many who changed their minds about the worth. So, there were cases where it was better to ascertain the change in others' speculations than to watch the change in corporate performances. Actually, there was also an investing method when you focused on the number of stocks bought and sold. 4 years ago, immerse myself in the market. My eyes wide like saucers as they chased every single relevant figure, bringing it out, shaping, and instinctively, instinctively discerning the flow of the whose people's speculations. Warren has prized my investing. Then he could feel my passion in my trades. Investing was done between individuals. Thus, it was a given that human speculation was its most important component, but it was quite hard to grasp. Since everything about it was described and analyzed mathematically, it could give the illusion that this sector was a digital one. It was hard to deny that completely. It was hard to deny that completely. See how amazing mathematics were. However, the basics was still human speculations, so it was impossible to fully mathematically map it. I could remain calm, and when confronted with Chris' program refinement, probably because I understood that first-hand by instinct, no matter how clear the mathematical evidence of an error could be, humans sometimes just couldn't accept the truth meekly. That's probably the reason why I thought in a corner of my mind that there still were many other things I could do. Looking at my right hand, holding my cup of sweetened caramel coffee, I saw my index finger quivering, and I stopped it. Don't deny the past. Just take in that had happened. What I need to do. Having sustained a crippling injury from not fully believed in Hagana math wasn't grow before mathematics. Instead, I just needed to accept that people could sometimes become stupid to a point that it couldn't be measured mathematically. After that Saturday date with Chris, so yeah, also actually calling this a date. So maybe Chris actually have a chance. I determined which brands I should trade by went out, how optimistic they were, based on their official website and our news related to them. When it came to the brand stocks, there really was such a thing as a personal taste. You definitely found yourself sometimes thinking, this is the kind of brand that they would appreciate, isn't it? A certain distinguished economist from our 100 years ago had compared that fact to a beauty page to a beauty pageant. John Maynard Keynes said this. Stock investing was like a game where you tried to pick the winner in a beauty contest, rather than trying to pick out what you yourself thought was most beautiful. However, it was not voting simply for who overthought was the most beautiful. You needed to choose by making an average of who the others were most likely to pick, and depending on the situation, to make an average of that average, or to go to an even higher degree of judgment. However, being able to grasp the speculations of ours was incredibly difficult. At the time of his huge loss in the stock market, Sir Isaac Newton famously said, "I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the masses of people." Despite that, people could sometimes look at someone and easily guess what they prefer. Calculating the movement of a vast amount of particles was efficiently impossible, so much so that this had to be done by statistically treating them as a fluid, and yet people were able to move within the crowded central station without getting entangled. According to Chris, it was uncertain if even the most advanced supercomputer could replicate that. Also, it was a very common thing, and it could be difficult to remember that it was normal. Being separated from the market for the past 4 years may have actually been a good thing. It was like that example, with the frog that hadn't realized how hot the water was after staying in it the whole time. There was the case of an experiment in which, if you increase the water temperature slowly, the frog in it wouldn't notice that the water was boiling up until it died. I was able to calmly assess that level insanity because I had just happened to take a peek inside one day. It was because I had always been observing the lifestyle of the first segment of the population in the outer district that I had been able to grasp the scale of Newton City's madness. Well, it's probably a difficult problem, mathematically. But you're able to decide which one to pick just by seeing their homepage, right? Well, yeah. Then saying that their company is about, their goals, their mission statement. Then seeing that company's stock quotes, I can make a decent assumption. Yeah? His class picked her cup of coffee, hour late, with both hands as she groaned. I sipped my sweetened coffee and gave a slight sigh. Wow, I thought, this takes me back. Agana and I used to talk like this 4 years ago. Same as defining porn. Huh? Oh, growl. Upon being called out unexpectedly, I turned to see Gerald, looking more like a street punk than anything else, carrying a coffee cup, topped with whipped cream that looked just like an afro had 4 years ago. The way porn is handled in a court can still all be summarized by that said a famous American judge. By the way, I kinda glad that I actually do have monetization, because I believe word porn and like this actually well, make you demonetized, but I don't need to worry about this, so I guess whatever. What are you talking about? What's the difference between porn and art? What's the line between the pursuit of artistic erotism and vulgar filthy lust? A difficult question that plagued the civilized world. Those guys that need to act out civilized seriously think they can discuss it without it being defined. Yet the judge came back, then didn't back down. Basically, they said you know something is porn just by looking at it. One moment. I just make few screenshots because I'm pretty sure I can use something like this for the title of this stream. Anyway. Ralph sat on the opposite side to Chris, with me between the two of them, passing his cup over me as he greeted her. By the way, sorry, I completely don't remember how I was saying Gerald's voice before. I mean, not like hey, my voice is really different. So whatever. If it's something that you can tell by looking, then trying to make a decision before looking at that thing just complicates the issue. Most definition debates are like that. So, what did you want? Image recognition? Keyword research? Probably both. Feeling doesn't work well with digital. But that is thing your message was about, right? You need to context of short phrases and how they're worded and something to go scoop up from the net, right? Oh, you got it on without needing to come and talk in person. The numbers. This ain't something where you can just text me a please and I respond with a sure. That's why I wanted to come to tell you in person. Convey the news that this is particularly pain in the ass task, and compared to our pain in the ass tasks, got it? Crowd put his arm around my neck and set that next to my face. I responded emotionlessly to Gerald, regardless of my face not moving to begin with. If this could be fully automated, then the gains would be extraordinary. That the 2-minute profit for Chris. It would directly go to church operations. For reason I took time out from my damn busy schedule to come here was because I knew you'd use that argument as a shield. I'm just using the best card I have. I was taught by Lisa to make use of one's connections. I certainly am a super programmer, but I have my day job that he was glaring at me so close it was like he was about to headbutt me, but then suddenly cut himself off. His line of sight left me and moved to a point across from me. I'm sorry. It's because I'm just so incapable. Nah, it ain't your fault, Chrissy. Gerald wiped his arm off me, turned it up, and said that with a being face. This was already like like that when Hakana was still there. But in any case, he was just really weak with girls. He's saying nonsense like that. He wants to try to capture the feel of stuff, right? He's the one who wants to fully automate that with numerical equations. So it's all his fault. But... it's fine. I've got friends that do context analysis, analytics, and image recognition. So I pop over a request, and boom, done. I can get it cheap for you. Gerald said that with a bombastic attitude, slapping my head, Chris looked on frantically. How old of this web novel? I believe it's pretty old, but still. I just kind of interested if AI stuff was already okay. No, it is really old. I mean, okay, I see what was. The first part was in 2013. So what about the second one? Can we find it somewhere? Okay, release was episode 1 2011, episode 2 2012. So yeah, it's a really kind of old novel, like more than 10 years. So I guess like AI wasn't really big in these times, because I'm pretty sure nowadays AI also can help with stuff like this, and it's probably already using by people. Well, obviously I don't know how exactly, but still. Like one thing, it's definitely can help with analytics and image recognition and stuff like this. Anyway. Oh, Gerald said that with a bombastic attitude, slapping my head as Chris looked on practically. Cheaply, it is work so tight, things should probably be. Nobody there is interested in money. There's more effective way to spark their interest than paying with cash. Using Chrissy herself. This sound a little bit sus. What? Chris had gone red in the face and shrunk into her shoulders, probably from the talk of porn earlier. I didn't think, and if she was just doing it instinctively, she really should have stopped lowering her shoulders and covering up her bosom with both arms. Charles' face instantly went indecent. I glared at Gerald, wondering what he would request. It can be anything, from the Riemann hypothesis to Goldilocks knot theory, while going along with something like that. What? You're pretty decent with abstract mathematics, ain't you? Those guys are deep in theoreticals, so they really want people to talk about it with them. Of course, they want to do that with someone who can't be at their level. It's like how bodybuilders boast about their body. Yeah. So, if that turns out to be a cute girl that's on their level, then it's all the more so. They all say that with a wink and his thumbs up. Chris was taken aback and then I was astounded. You mustn't underestimate that feeling of gotta do it for her, you know? Gerald looked over at me, saying it sarcastically, but he was right. I couldn't refute that. People sometimes act for unexpectedly stupid reasons, and something a company would need to spend some serious cash on properly developed can be met in a jiffy. After all, things are made by people. That was pretty profound for Gerald. When I looked at Chris, she jumped a little. Then her line of sight went over towards Gerald. Um, is that really all? Yeah, I I think it should be enough to make those guys damn serious about helping you out. Gerald was in prominent software company, and for the moon. His company once put an ad that was nothing but a cryptic figure reading a small prompt, which actually contained the date of the company and entrance exam, along with their contact info. They were one of these companies who put this kind of publicity stunt. The only test was able to decrypt the message and contact them without any other information. It turned out there was an even thinner filter after that. I had also seen that ad, but I just had no idea how to break it down. It looked like Hagana got it pretty quickly, but I couldn't think that it was anything but shamanic alien signals from space at work. Those types of people probably would have a little interest in trivial things like money. Well, if you don't mind playing out that kind of reward, I can call out and gather some guys, because, well, it's... Geralt looked at little burst, blushing as he spoke. Looks like it gonna make money. After pretty much just sulking in the outskirts of the outer district, I could illicit net cafe after his company was snatched up from him. Geralt started working again because he regretted not having the money needed at the time he needed it. Chris, Geralt, myself, there everyone, including Lisa, were all being tossed around and then scattered because of money. Money might not have been able to steal our souls, but it could steal our livelihood. He knew that very well. Geralt chose to earn a steady income. Chris chose to make money surrender to her. So that's why I nodded at what he said, rather than poking fun at it. Thank you so much. Yep. Geralt looked at me after uttering that to Chris. I looked back at him and spoke. Please. Said dejectedly at me, then I spoke briefly and stood up from his chair. Well, I don't need to mess around like this from time to time. Geralt made to leave after saying that. As I was about to thank him for taking the time to come out, a question for him popped into my head. Oh, wait. There's something I want to ask. Oh, that's unusual. What? When Geralt turned back, I hesitated slightly. I had so many chances to ask him this 3 years, but I never had. It's not something that can be asked lightly, actually. What, man? It's pretty rare coming from you. How did it feel? Having your company crushed? Oof. Okay. This is a question. Chris looked very surprised when I said these words. I made an irrevocable mistake. So had Geralt. It wasn't just out of curiosity. I wanted to hear the opinion from someone with more life experience. Geralt, putting his hand on his hip and cracking his mouth open, spoke as I started him straight in the eyes. Probably the same thing as having your kid killed. Hmm? Kid? That replaceable existence. Something you raised with love. Running a company is completely different from working for one. The work you put into it immense. Pig never got as planned. It's just trouble, trouble, and ever more trouble. I've asked myself more than a couple of times why the hell I was doing this. But the reason you protect it, in spite of finding out with whose you're launched it with, betrayals on their part, or make generally every shitty things that can happen because you get attached to it. Uh, it it's that whole uh, personas you Juris think. I think. Uh, what this mean? Um, yes. Um, hmm, it's, it's Latin. Um, it's, um, exactly it's mean. Okay. Let's talking about families. Okay, hard to say. So yes, whatever. And I think they're probably gonna explain it. No, I think it's there. A company is supposed to just be something you put work into, and yet it has its own personality. It's got a face, a blood running through it. Asteroid was talking, he didn't have his usual sluggish looking eyes, but rather a gentle expression on his face. That was the face of nostalgia. So, when it was crushed, stolen away, I felt really down, but despite all that, I'm still somehow standing. So that's why. Gerald spoke, then drank his coffee. That ain't something you can do. Rising back up to your feet after committing an irrevocable mistake. I didn't think whose word would come from you. I didn't think this type of question would come from you. Gerald grinned, then turned towards a worried looking Chris. I mean, winked deliberately. That's how it is. Yeah, I answered, and after clearing my throat, added, thanks, don't set it. Gerald lighted, and I hid my embarrassment by pushing the corners of my mouth up with my fingers. So then, guys, see you later. After Gerald said that, Chris, who seemed to have returned to her senses after witnessing our conversation, spoke. Gerald, will I see you at the church today? Um? Can't go. I've got work to do. Gerald gulped down his coffee, and there was fresh cream all over his mouth. With my regards to Lisa. Gerald, the super programmers, will make a super program for the church to earn some super money. Understood. Chris still laughed at that Gerald said, and thought she appeared a bit disappointed. Well, send me an email with the details. Gerald waved as he left the cafe. Him being busy was probably true. Mr. Owl's story figure came from the room. It felt a bit empty all of a sudden. A brief silence fell, with both of us wondering who should break it. Then Chris finally spoke. What will you do after this, Hal? I just go back home for today. I'll be to the church practically every day starting from Sunday. For the most part, it was because I met up with Chris at a cafe near the government office in order to fine-tune the program. However, whenever I did, I was ended up going home late and cutting down on sleep. At least for today, I wanted to take it easy. We could just stay at the church, since there is an empty room and everything. Someone that needs it more than me might come, right? But when that happens, then there's my room. Chris? Chris mumbled that, but that would probably infuriate Lisa. You can tire of something if you do it every day, no matter how fun it is. White kiss on the head, and she turned away like a dreadful cat, but didn't try to get away from my hand. I was treating me like a child. I said that so many times to Lisa when I was your age. I shrugged my shoulders and pushed out the corners of my mouth with my fingers. A new scene? Okay. I actually want to stop here. Yeah, no. It was a really short stream. But there's two things. Firstly, I kinda want to rewatch few previous streams just to completely remember what exactly they doing with program. I mean, I think I remembering stuff, but still, I want to actually remember everything. And another thing, I still feel myself a little bit sick. I mean, it's not too bad, but still a little hard to read, harder than usual. So yeah, let's continue next time. It's gonna be on next. I mean, we can just save. So as I already said, we don't gonna have a stream on Saturday, so we're gonna continue on next Tuesday. Yeah, and for this time, I actually gonna rewatch your previous streams. At least a few last ones. So yeah, I guess it's all for today. So well, while it was a short stream, today actually gonna be released my reaction for. I mean, it's gonna be first reaction on this channel for anime. It's gonna be roughly Manharu, a little bit more in Manharu. That means from this moment. Gonna be released first reaction for first episode, the Apothecary Diaries. So I really gonna hope it's not gonna be a copyright strike or something, because I don't like exactly edited this too much, just a little bit. So we'll see how it's gonna work. So yeah, it's something that I'm already react on previous week and uploaded for my Boosty, but from today I actually gonna start uploading videos to this channel. I mean YouTube channel, of course, if you're watching this stream on Twitch for some reason. So yeah, check my reaction out if you want. But for now, I guess goodbye. Have a nice one today.